Like whatever you want. As long as Adventure Time with Bane is on the top of the list. Alright, I just finished up the Mickelson Trail. It's going on 5:30. It is Monday. I got another week off. So I'm going to hang out, find a place to crash this evening, and check Deadwood out tomorrow. I don't know, I feel all right. The Mickelson Trail is now my favorite trail. To be fair, I mean, it's a whole different, like the scenery is completely different, you know, and that's obviously what's making such an impact. But it's pretty gorgeous. The Black Hills are gorgeous. Lots of e-bikes out here. Like almost everybody I saw was on an e-bike. I think that's pretty cool because a lot of people can't come out and enjoy this stuff. And if you want to go out on an adventure and you don't think you can ride 100 miles on a loaded bike, get yourself an e-bike. I guarantee you, if you ride this trail on an e-bike, you're going to have just as much fun, probably more. Anyways, I'm going to get this bike loaded up and figure out what I'm doing this evening. Find me some food, find me a place to sleep, all stealth-like, maybe. I ain't paying for nothing. Alright, on we go. There's supposed to be a spot up here where they filmed one of the scenes for Dances with Wolves, like the end scene or something. It's supposed to be really pretty. There's supposed to be a waterfall up here, which is what I'm looking for now. Rough Lock Falls. I think if I can, I'm going to drive back down to Spearfish and see if I can get a ride back up here and get dropped off and then bike back down through the canyon. I think that would be awesome. Honestly, I don't want to bike up here. It's only like 14 miles, but it's up a pretty good grade. So if I can get a ride up here, I'm going to basically coast into town, and that won't take too long. I got stuff to do. Can't just be out here lollygagging around having fun. On we go. You're prettier than I am. I've been sleeping in my car for days. So I made it back down to the bottom of the canyon, and luckily, just in time, I got a ride back up to the top of the canyon and dropped off. These are the fine folks that gave me a ride. What are you guys out doing?
We just retired and looking at the scenes.
I'm horrible at interviews. I don't even think I got y'all's names.
My name's Kent.
Kent?
This is Sandy.
I appreciate the ride up here. You guys saved me probably several hours at the very least.
We enjoyed it.
Well,
All right.
we enjoyed giving you the ride.
All right. Thank you very much. You guys have a good day.
Good luck on it.
All right. I just biked down the Spearfish Canyon road, and now I'm moseying on to something else. I'm not even sure. Probably heading to Deadwood, back around Deadwood. On we go. That's right. It's lunchtime. Peanut butter sandwiches. Because I'm cheap. For those keeping track, I'm down to my third tube of peanut butter, which is my last tube of peanut butter. I got these little squeeze tubes of peanut butter. Bam! I get those and I take them on these bike trips, and then I don't finish them. And they've just been piling up at the house because I don't eat peanut butter sandwiches at the house. In fact, I barely eat bread. Who wants to guess when I eat bread at home? What meal is it that I'm eating bread? You got 5 seconds to guess. All right, I doubt that's 5 seconds. Probably 5 seconds now. Cheeseburgers, baby! I do love me some cheeseburgers. Sometimes a chicken sandwich. I make a pretty good chicken sandwich. All right, we're headed to Deadwood. I can't believe anybody's watching this. And the trip continues. I am rolling out of Deadwood, heading south towards the Needles Highway in Custer State Park, I believe. Down near the Mount Rushmore. I've been to Mount Rushmore before, and I'll be honest, it's kind of one of those places you only need to see once, so I may or may not go check it out again. I believe I found me a place to boondock this evening, legally, so that's where I'm headed at. I'm gonna go find me a place to camp. Looks like if I don't stop anywhere, I'll be there with an hour of daylight or so, and that's good. I like to be able to see where I'm at. Anyways, the trip continues. Follow along. I'll tell you what, anybody that's still watching this, you guys rock. Well, this is not a boondocking site. I thought this was a boondocking site. It is not a boondocking site, and it's $28 a night for primitive camping, which is steep. But we're like 2 miles from Mount Rushmore, so I'll tell you what, it's too close to the road. So it's too small of an area, and there's reservation signs at all the campsites. I'm gonna go, I guess there's like a camp manager spot over here, or whatever they're called. I'm just gonna go tell them I was dumb and thought it was free. Tell them I'm already set up, or I'm just pitching the tent. I'll be gone in the morning. See if that flies. That didn't go over the way I thought it was going to. And I'm betting if I just set up camp and left in the morning, they would have never knew I was here. They don't look like they get around. Maybe they do. But they said there's a few spots up the road where you can camp, so I'm just gonna drive up the road and see what I can find. See, I try to get away with just being nice and polite and ask. And I should have just shut up and parked. Anyways, on to the next spot. This is, I don't know, federal forest land. And they said I could camp anywhere along the road. And there's a little path here. Oh, great, deer bones. There's this little path here. I don't know if I can even get up here. If I can't find a flat camp spot, I can hang my hammock on these trees. I'll go up to here just a little ways. I hope I don't drag on a rock. Or get it flat. Or set up camp and have ATVs going through here all night. I'm not being negative, folks. Man, look at this place. Man, look at this place. So, I don't know what this is. You can see a path here. I drove up this path. It don't look like it's used very often at all. Like there's no ruts or anything in it. This is, I don't know what's it called. National Forest. You can camp anywhere you want. Look at this spot. Look at this. And you know what else? Not only is this a better spot than where I was going to camp at, I have cell phone service up here, and I didn't have cell phone service down there. Ooh, boy. Oh, man, we're going to go live. We got really good cell phone service. We're going to go live right now while I set up camp. Oh, man, that's exciting. And this is going to be on the road trip video. Look, we are going live. We are recording live. Live streaming in the middle of nowhere. All right, folks. If you didn't catch it, I just did a live stream setting up camp. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Some, I don't know, national forest land. I guess you can camp wherever you want. But I'm up some, I don't know what this is, but I'm literally in the middle of nowhere. And with that, good night, and I'll see y'all in the morning. I am up and heading out. This is the path I followed last night to get to my camp spot. It's rocky, but it wasn't too bad. I walked up the path this morning before leaving, and it goes to a barbed wire fence. Looks like cattle on the other side of the fence. It doesn't look like this is used very much. The grass isn't beaten down much, and on the other side of the fence the path is really wore out. So I think this is just access to that side of the cattle farm or field, whatever, whenever they need it. I don't know. Probably the coolest campsite I've had. Well, certainly on this trip. I think it's Wednesday. I'm driving out Iron Mountain Road, which apparently has some tunnels, and like there's a tunnel where you can see Mount Rushmore through it. and then I'm looping around and coming back up Needles Point Highway into Custer State Park, and then we'll stop at Mount Rushmore. Oh, this is awesome. I don't know that I can show you guys this. It's a loop-de-loop getting up the mountain. I guess I could have tossed the drone out, but I don't think it's worth it. Still a fun ride. What's this sign say? Also, there's probably nobody out here. The pigtail bridges. These are the pigtail bridges. That's all. I'm not reading the rest of the sign. So, we're doing a big loop getting higher into this mountain, and we're doing a loop on these curved bridges. It reminds me of a Hot Wheels racetrack. Oh, there's a critter up here. Now, normally these things would sit there and let me hit him, but since I want a picture, he's probably going to leave. Let's see if I can get the other camera. Nope. They're just deer, but still, they're critters. I say just deer because where I live at, you're lucky if you don't run one over. Still a nice shot. A little buck and his family. We got Bambi over here. And it's 7 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday. I was going to get out and toss out the camera as I drive through this tunnel, but I don't want to do it with traffic going by. Low, narrow tunnel, 12 feet wide, the Doane Robinson Tunnel. Man, what a view. Look at this, right through the rock. These guys should probably turn on their freaking, turn on their light. Yeah, no kidding. Need to work on their brakes. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I'm getting it or not, but we're up in this mountain and the cliffs. Now here it looks like the road splits off. It turns into a one-way going around whatever this is. I thought being out this early on a Wednesday, we wouldn't see anybody for a while, but they are out early. I goofed off a little bit when I woke up. I got up at 7, or I got up at 6, and I left at 7. I didn't even eat breakfast. It only takes me 15 or 20 minutes to pack up camp, but I walked around that area a little bit and collected me some gift shop rocks. I generally don't buy anything from gift shops. I will buy a magnet every once in a while. I do like getting me a magnet of places I've been at. Look at this rock. But I like picking stuff up. Rocks, shells. You got this low clearance warning sign here, but you can't get up here without going through that miniature tunnel. Another loop-de-loop, what they're calling pigtail bridges, the C.C. Gideon Tunnel. Oh, look, Mount Rushmore. You can see it. Probably not on this camera, though. Out there in that green is Mount Rushmore. Well, add that to another reason I need a real camera. I don't know what kind of zoom lens you need to see that, though. I can see it. They got the trees cleared out as well, so you can see it. That's pretty cool. I ain't 100% sure, but that might be the entire reason the road is here. Someone carved out that tunnel perfectly alignment through that rock. Because there's not much other reason to have a road up here so far. Alright, so I'm going to continue on my little road trip here. And I'll catch y'all in a bit. Thanks for watching. Alright, we made it to a scenic overlook. At some point, the name of this road changes, and it might actually be at this spot. It goes from the Iron Mountain Road to the Peter Norbeck National Scenic Byway. And I guess this is information on the trail. The Needles Highway and Iron Mountain Highway. So we are on the, I believe we're here on the Iron Mountain Road, which turned into the Peter Norbeck National Scenic Byway. We're going to go down and somewhere through, I guess over here, and hit 87, which is the Needles Highway. Another reason for a better camera. A little foggy out here, but you can still see. I did not know that you could see Mount Rushmore from up here. To be fair, I didn't know anything about this, so not a shock. So it kind of seems, from what I read, that they made this route just because they could. They wanted to make a really pretty route, and they just made the route. And then they planned the tunnels, obviously, to see Mount Rushmore. It's pretty cool. Apparently, I'm glad that I checked this out. This is another reason to talk to the shuttle drivers, because the shuttle driver that took me on the Mickelson Trail was the first person who mentioned this. Again, it's a bit foggy, but still pretty cool. So my intention was to go down this road and then loop back around on the Needles Highway. But there's another route called the Wildlife Loop where we might see some critters. And I might do that as well. Not instead of, but in addition to. Oh man, I'm glad I walked around to this side. Again, it's foggy, but check this out. Lakota Lake. What do y'all think? Good spot for breakfast. Quite moist out here. You probably can't see it. It's pretty foggy. I can feel the fog. Nice fire pit. Nobody's out here but me. I've only seen a couple cars this morning. I'm going to heat me up some oatmeal. A little chilly this morning. Warm oatmeal it is. Well, I messed that all up. I was videoing myself pouring all my oatmeal and stuff in my bowl, but I didn't actually hit the video button. So I didn't record none of it. So I got some oats, some hemp seeds, and some walnuts, and some brown sugar. One of the most common questions I get is how I afford to travel around and do all this stuff. And one of the ways I do that is by eating dirt cheap. By bringing my own food with me. I'm not buying breakfast. I don't know, can you get breakfast for less than $10? I'm not driving somewhere to get breakfast, so I'm not wasting any time going somewhere to eat. I'm not trying to park or camp in an area where I can go eat. I go do whatever I feel like doing, and I bring food with me, and it's pretty cheap. I don't know how much this bowl of oatmeal cost me. I'll do the math eventually, but it's less than $1, I bet. I don't eat oatmeal at home, and at home I usually eat, like, if I eat breakfast, like 4 eggs for breakfast, but the eggs I buy are expensive. They're like $6 or $7 for a dozen eggs. So breakfast at home is $2. So this is cheaper than being at home. We are entering Custer State Park. The sign said to not bother the bison. By the way, we don't have buffalo in America. We have bison. Buffalo are in Africa. I don't know why we still call them buffalo. I had heard why we call them buffalo at some point, but they still call them buffalo when we now know that they're not buffalo. Like, I just passed a burger place that said they've got buffalo burgers, and I'm like, so you guys flew in frozen meat from Africa? I'm blabbing. It's kind of sprinkling. It might just be the fog setting. I don't really know. It's quite foggy. I guess it's a good day for road tripping. I mean, the view's not the greatest, but it's better than being on the bicycle. Looking for critters in all the wrong places, other than deer. Seen deer. Only buffalo I've seen so far today. Here's a little tidbit of information for you. If you're going into Custer State Park, it's $25 entry fee. But if you're just driving straight through, there's no fee on the highway. Let me repeat that. It's a $25 fee to get into the state park. But the highway runs right through the state park. So if you're going straight through, there's no fee. Man, you know, federal parks or national parks, there's no fees for veterans anyways. So I feel like as a veteran, and I didn't get it, I didn't even bother to ask, but I feel like as a veteran, you should be able to get into state and federal parks for free. I keep seeing the wildlife signs and the bison, buffalo signs, so maybe we'll see some on our drive through. Alright, we are now on the Wildlife Loop Road. I tried to look at the map, I couldn't really see where it goes. Critters. Not sure how well you can see them. That's what I've been saying. I need to get better cameras for just such an occasion. Still no buffalo or bison today. This is either the beginning of a hiking trail or just a walk up at the top of this hill. We're only walking up the top of this hill. Custer State Park. Quite a pretty area. Would like to see some dang buffalo though. And the sun's making its way out. So the fog is burning off. And I need to take this hoodie off. Well, path goes on out there a bit. There's some folks out there. I don't know if it's worth walking out or not, to be honest. I need a potty. Pretty nice view up here. I didn't lock my car up. I didn't even roll up the windows. Trying to decide if I want to walk out there or not. You know, if there was critters, it wouldn't even be a question. But I ain't seen any critters. Let's just walk over here a little bit. See on the other side of this ridge. Again, if y'all was watching, I appreciate it. It means a lot, it really does. I did these videos for so long without anybody watching. Now that I got people watching, it's pretty exciting. If you haven't noticed, I kind of hyper focus on whatever I'm doing. It's how I deal with stress and anxiety and whatever other issues I ain't talking about. Man, look at that. Still not 100% sure what I'm doing today. I'm riding around this loop. It's not really a loop, it's kind of a loop. It's already 9:30, so I've been out here for 2.5 hours. I'll probably end up in back in the Badlands this evening. Got a new t-shirt idea. Doing a live stream yesterday, and I don't remember what brought it up, but the ladies watching came up, and I'm like, you know, 80% of the people that watch my stuff are men. So I'm not working on any thirst traps over here, but new t-shirt came up because someone commented on my live stream and they said part of the 20%. And I'm like, Bane's 20%. So I'm thinking about some t-shirts for you ladies. If you're watching this and you want a Bane t-shirt that says Bane's 20%, let me know. Well, I found 3, but they're in a fenced-in area at the Custer State Park Buffalo Center. Look at that guy. Donkeys. What's up, dude? I've got nothing for you. I didn't even know y'all was out here. How about a head scratch? Will that do it for you? I got no food. Don't be getting those legs near me, donkey. Some of these folks are real brave about being behind these donkeys. Look at this little fella. Yeah. I got nothing for you, dude. I'll rub your head. That's it. That's all I got. I have zero interest in walking behind any of these animals. little baby. Alright, so some of these donkeys are quite aggressive in the assumption that you have food for them. And some of them are over here in the crowd and ain't around the people. Now, I don't know if these folks are familiar with animals or not, because they're just all willy-nilly walking behind these animals. And I learned pretty early you shouldn't be walking behind horses, and I guess donkeys are the same. I ain't walking behind none of them. Dang loud ATVs out here. Look at these guys. They look curious. Buddy, I ain't getting behind you. See that jerky leg? He's letting me know he's about to knock me the hell out. I got no food, bro. I got no food. Backing away slowly. Well, not really the critters I was looking for. Oh, there's I don't know what you call those. Antelope, maybe? Way out in the field. We have officially found the bison herd. Or a bison herd. Buffalo for you folks that don't know any better. Oh man, the big old herd. This is why I need a better camera. I think if we hit 5,000 subs, we'll get a nice camera. What do y'all say? 5,000? Is that a good reward? Bison. She's got some boo-boos on her. A little cooler than cattle, I guess. Something must be bothering them. It's us. We are now on Route 87, which is the Needles Highway. I'm not sure where it starts or if this entire thing is considered the Needles Highway, but that's where we're at. Heading north on the Needles Highway. (11:15). This is way longer than I expected it to be. I don't know, I'm just out goofing off. It's 11:15, so I've been at it for a little over 4 hours. Turned out to be a pretty day though. Look at this timing. Man, there's curvy roads, and then there are these curvy roads. Again, the gimbal doesn't like the curves, so if the screen's going sideways, it's the gimbal's fault. Time for a tunnel. Low, narrow tunnel. Iron Creek Tunnel. Pretty narrow. Same as the tunnels going over the Iron Mountain Road. It really is a pretty drive. You know, you can go out exploring and adventuring and not kill yourself on a bicycle. I see it. Take up the whole road. Alright, this is pretty cool. Steam ahead. Narrow bit. How many times somebody hits this? That's the Needles Highway. We just rolled out of Custer State Park and the Needles Highway, and I don't know what route we're on, but we're quite close to the Crazy Horse monument. So since we're so close, we're going to go check that out. The Crazy Horse monument is not a state or national monument. It's on private property, on private land, which means there's no drone laws. Well, that is the Crazy Horse Memorial. If you ride the Mickelson Trail on a nice clear day, you can see it from the trail. Now, to get in, there's a $15 admission fee, and we're not doing admission fees. So I did not actually go in. Or maybe I did. Hypothetically, maybe I was right there on the monument. Anyways, there's some angles of the monument you're not going to get. Alright, I am headed to Mount Rushmore in just a few miles here, and then probably heading to the Badlands, where I can camp for free in some boondock areas. Because that's how we roll, baby. Alright. If you guys are watching this and you've already seen it, I'm doing a collaboration with Brian from Ride Along Adventures. If you haven't seen his stuff, you probably will like it, so you should check it out. But he just sent me the clip, the famous people clip that we're working on. That's going to be in my video that hopefully you've already seen, and it tickles me to death. It's freaking hilarious. Dude's a genius. So if you haven't checked his stuff out, go check it out and tell him I sent you. In fact, even if you've already subscribed, tell him I sent you anyways. On we go. Alright, dang it. I'm heartbroken. I had to pay $10 to get in. They say you get in free, but you have to pay to park. I should have just walked in, like parked down at the bottom and just walked up. I thought I'd be able to talk my way in for free. Active military gets in free. But that's it. Anyways, here we are. I'm not being negative, folks. I'm just complaining. Is that the same thing? Anyways, let me check this out. I really feel like it's one of those things that once you've seen it, you don't need to see it again. But I bet a bunch of y'all haven't seen it, so we're literally right in the neighborhood, so let's go check it out. And I'll probably go get me a burger. $10 to get in. Sheesh.
Wow. Look.
You know what? I don't know why, but it seems cooler at this time than it did the first time I was here.
Right? Come on, walk with me, please.
Why would that be?
No crazy walking. No crazy walking. There's a crowd. No crazy walking.
If you had a good zoom lens, you'd get a good angle from back here. But as you get closer to the monument, you're kind of underneath the monument and you're looking up and you don't get the angle that you should get. Now, if y'all been paying attention, we drove through a tunnel on Iron Mountain earlier that literally framed it off. And that was super cool. You know what? I'm serious. The first time I was here, I was actually disappointed. I don't know why. They got the state flags up here. Look at Kentucky. I'm not from Kentucky, but it's my neck of the woods. Here's Ohio. I am from Ohio. West Virginia. Also not from West Virginia, but that's my neck of the woods. Grandview Terrace. I have no idea why I was disappointed the first time I was here.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm not sure, but I think
there's the monument. You probably can't see it since I'm in this mode. Let's exit this mode.
Just check it out.
Mount Rushmore. Pretty cool. If you've been here, let me know what you think. I don't know why, it's way cooler this time than it was the first time I was here. Nothing's changed.
Who's that guy next to you? That's not us, is it?
Would you like to adopt me? Well, that is Mount Rushmore. You guys are welcome. Actually, I'm really glad I came. I don't know why the first time I was here, I was just underwhelmed. I don't know. Maybe it was just my mindset I was in. I don't really know. I don't know if I expected more. I don't know. But I'm actually really glad that I came back because it's pretty cool. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm glad that I made it back and got a second opinion. So I am headed back to the Badlands. If you've been following along, I stopped in the Badlands before coming to the Black Hills. I'm going to be boondocking in the Badlands National Park. You can camp for free there. There's no amenities whatsoever in the boondocking areas. You gotta watch these people. They'll just straight ignore a red light. You'd think they was talking to themselves in a camera. Badlands National Park. This is a boondocking area where you're allowed to camp for up to 14 days. There's some RVs here. I'm literally right on the edge of the park. That direction is the park. Let's see what this sign says. I bet this sign says not to go over here. Restoration in progress. Please do not disturb. I don't know what that means. I mean, it sounds like they don't want you over there, but there's clearly people been walking all over this area. Well, we're going to send the drone out is what we're going to do. I don't know. We're going to do it. That's what we're going to do. So that's obviously me parked here. The sun's in the wrong spot. Got a couple hours of daylight left. I'm going to go through my car. I'm going to put the 520 touring bike in the car and pull the bruiser out. We're going to ride it tomorrow around the Badlands on some gravel. I'm going to be pitching my tent right over here. Well, it's Wednesday evening. I drove around the Black Hills all day today. I don't think I got on the bike at all. Tomorrow, I'll bike around the Badlands and get some film. Maybe we'll see some critters. And then tomorrow, I should make my way to Iowa towards the High Trestle Bridge. I think it's about an 8 or 9 hour drive, depending on traffic. It's about halfway between here and back home in Ohio. So I'm gonna go check out the High Trestle Trail. That ought to be cool. I'd like to get out of here tomorrow. I don't know if I will. I gotta see the bridge at nighttime because it's all lit up. So if I can, I'll get there tomorrow at night. It'll be nighttime when I get there one way or the other. If the lights are lit up, I'll bike through it tomorrow, maybe. And if not, Friday we'll be biking the High Trestle Trail and maybe hanging out until it gets dark. I feel like you gotta do the bridge at nighttime, especially if you're filming for you folks. Alright, I'm blabbed enough. These dang videos are gonna be so long. This might be creepy with this red light. Alright folks, I have made it to Iowa. For those of you following along, I met up with Joe here at this campground, and we ran out and looked at the High Trestle Bridge at nighttime, which you will see the footage of. We're going to bike the trail in the morning, just checking in. Alright, that's it for the day. Until tomorrow. Well, for those of you that's been watching this entire video series, I just finished the High Trestle Trail in Iowa, and I am heading home. It is 5:30 Eastern time, and I got 10 hours to go. So I'll probably show up at home around 4 o'clock in the morning. Maybe later or earlier, depending on how you look at it. I've had a fun trip. It's been nice. I don't actually have any thoughts about my next big trip. I will be in Damascus again next month in October. I will be doing the Greenbrier Trail again sometime this fall. And off the top of my head, that's all I'm aware of. I don't want to blab any more than I have. If you're seeing this, then I probably made it home okay. And I guess if you don't see this, you'll never know what happened to me. Props to Joe for hanging out with me, hooking me up with a campsite, and riding with me today. It was a lot of fun. I kind of like hanging out with y'all. So if you see me out and about, don't be scared to ask what I'm doing, or if I'm going to be in the area, don't be scared to ask if I want company, because sometimes, most of the time I do, if it's my schedule. Alright, I'm blabbing. See y'all later. Again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I've been talking about a new camera, like a real camera. Let's get 5,000 subscribers. I'll get a new camera. I don't know how to get to 5,000 subscribers beyond what I'm doing. So, I don't know. Like and share what I'm doing. Hit the like button all the time. I don't know how YouTube does this. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll blab some more next time. Until next time, follow along. This is quality content. Like and subscribe.
Maine is the most awesome dude ever.